expected this, but Jurgen Klopp announced on Friday that he will be leaving Liverpool at the end of this season after I think 7 years in charge. So it's pretty big news for Liverpool, big change, and there's of course a lot of speculation as to who is going to be the next man in charge to take over from Klopp. So we're going to go through this video all of the potential candidates who could take over from Klopp. I'm going to give the positives and negatives on them, and at the end of the video I'm going to give my ultimate verdict on who I believe should be the manager and also who I think will be the next Liverpool manager. But this is of course a very interesting topic, so I do want to hear your thoughts about it, especially Liverpool fans. Who do you guys want in charge? Who do you guys think will be in charge? And also, maybe a little another side note, what do you think Klopp's going to do after this? Is Klopp going to stay in management, international management maybe, retire? What do you guys think? But anyway, let's begin. Start off with Xabi Alonso. Unquestionably the strongest candidate out there, both a romantic option and a quality one. The Basque man was a crucial part of Liverpool's rebirth in the mid-2000s, adding class to their midfield, scoring 2 goals from the halfway line and being the engine of Benitez's side that won the 2005 Champions League. His career path was the perfect apprenticeship for a successful manager, working under Benitez, Mourinho, Ancelotti and Pep Guardiola, and he took the long route, learning his trade with the reserve side of his boyhood club Real Sociedad before taking charge by Leverkusen last year. And he has done an exceptional job, taking a team that rarely competed for the top 4 to the top of the Bundesliga, sitting 4 points clear of Bayern Munich and still remaining unbeaten after 18 matches. He has becoming the first manager to break the Bavarians' 11-year stronghold on the German title would further cement his credentials to take over at Anfield. But even if Leverkusen lose out, he is still likely the number 1 choice. The trouble is, Real Madrid may also have their sights on him too, as will Bayern Munich. Luckily for Liverpool, Ancelotti has signed a new deal, so Alonso definitely won't be going this summer to Madrid, meaning this is Liverpool's chance to get him. However, Alonso has proven he will not rush things in his managerial career. He was offered the Borussia Mönchengladbach job when at Sociedad's B team, and he turned that down as he didn't want to rush things. He's also signed a new deal at Leverkusen recently, so Liverpool will want him for sure, but could they get him? I'm not sure, especially if Leverkusen don't win the league this year. He might want to go again next season. Next up, Steven Gerrard. How could I compile a list of potential Klopp replacements without mentioning Gerrard? Liverpool's influential former captain was being touted as the most likely to take over during his high points in charge of Rangers and then Aston Villa, although his managerial career has nosedived since then, with the Reds icon struggling at Al Ettifaq in the Saudi League. A move back to Liverpool right now, as much as it would undoubtedly be part of Gerrard's ideal career plan, doesn't look likely, especially as he's just signed a new deal in Saudi Arabia. But as a rival, please appoint him. But realistically, if they appoint Gerrard, those Liverpool owners need to go because, yeah, just stay clear of him. Next up, Roberto De Zerbi. If Liverpool favour a manager familiar with the Premier League, Brighton boss Roberto De Zerbi might fit the bill. The Italian's progressive coaching style has proved a neat fit on the South Coast, taking the club into Europe for the first time during his first campaign in charge. The Italian has been a revelation Brighton with his brand of attacking football and impressive recruitment, which would be a seamless fit to Jurgen Klopp, who has a similar style of management. The former Sassuolo and Shakhtar manager has been praised by Klopp himself, and the two managers share a mutual respect for one another. Pep Guardiola has even claimed that De Zerbi has changed English football, a pretty big compliment from one of the greatest managers of all time. His exuberance on the touchline demonstrates his passion and would likely resonate well with Liverpool supporters. The question would be also if he leaves, as I'm sure a lot of other teams would want De Zerbi, so it may be stiff competition for him. There's also the element of he's never managed at the truly top level competing for league titles, so it would be a slight gamble. Graham Potter. Out of work and looking for his next big job, Potter would likely jump at the chance to step in at Anfield and take over from Klopp. He remains the favourite to replace Ten Hag at Man United, and that move still seems more likely to happen than him rocking up on Merseyside. Indeed, Liverpool are likely to have been put off by the ex-Brighton's manager record at Chelsea, where he was sacked last season after just 6 months. Similar thing to De Zerbi, he's a talented manager, but based on how he was at Chelsea, there's questions on if he can truly cull it at the top level. Nevertheless, he would fit the Liverpool style very well. Next is Julian Nagelsmann. Now in charge of Germany, a jump to the Premier League has long been rumoured for managerial wonderkid Julian Nagelsmann. Nagelsmann may be looking for a return to club management soon, with the 36-year-old having taken over the German national team soon after he was harshly and somewhat brutally sacked by Bayern Munich. Things turned a little sour towards the end of his stint at Bayern, but Nagelsmann was once European football's hottest coaching commodity after his success with Hoffenheim and Leipzig. His contract with Germany is only in place until July after Euro 2024, and that could represent an opportunity to head to the Premier League if Liverpool want him to be their man. This makes a lot of sense for me, but there is also that element of him failing at Bayern due to being very unpopular with the Bayern players, and his man management has been questioned at points, so that would be a concern for the Liverpool board. Jose Mourinho. Good day. Mourinho is back on the managerial market after he was sacked by Roma, and the Liverpool job is undoubtedly one that would appeal to the boss. The Portuguese would likely not be a popular choice among the majority of the club, and there remains question marks over his ability to deliver at the highest level. His style of play would not be appreciated. He's definitely not going to be welcomed by the fans, so yeah, this is a no. Zinedine Zidane. The Frenchman, an icon on his playing days, has enjoyed considerable success as a manager too, leading Real Madrid to 2 La Liga titles and 3 Champions League wins. The big question mark remains over his availability. Zidane had previously ruled himself out of taking over at Man United, while all the signs point to him replacing Didier Deschamps as France head coach after Euro 2024. I don't know if he wants to return to management, but if he could get him to come, that would be blockbuster, and Zidane has proven with a good team he succeeds. But I just don't think he would want the job, so this is probably a no as well. Ange Postecoglou. Surely not. It seems unlikely that Ange Postecoglou will leave Tottenham after his early success, but the Australian was a Liverpool fan growing up and has made a success of virtually every role in his career. He is seen as one of the most promising managers in the Prem, but I highly doubt he would leave Spurs for Liverpool, and if he did, he would be absolutely hated by those Spurs fans. So again, it's a no. Ruben Amorim. Another young coach making waves on the continent, Sporting CP's Ruben Amorim is regarded as a sharp tactical thinker. His positive mindset has also drawn praise during his time in Lisbon, and a step up to a higher profile job in the future feels a formality for the 38-year-old, who has time on his side. rise up the ranks is best summed up in 2020 when he led Sporting to their first title in 19 years in his first full season in charge. He seems like a bright young manager, and while he's unproven at the very top, if Liverpool wanted a young progressive manager, Ruben Amorim would be a good appointment. Thiago Motta. Now Liverpool, if they want a manager who's on form, they might look to poach from one of Europe's high-performing teams this season. Thiago Motta, the former Barca and PSG player, has turned Italian side Bologna into one of Europe's most intriguing possession-based sides. Motta, aged 41, had a rocky start to his managerial career, fired after 2 months in charge of Genoa, but last season he led Bologna to a 9th place finish, their highest in Serie A in 11 years, and his side are currently 2 points off top 4. He has revolutionised their playing style with fluid attacking football that will work well at Liverpool. Perhaps a move to Liverpool and the pressure that job brings would be a risk at such an early point in his coaching career, but Liverpool could do much worse than Motta. Michel. Another good candidate if Liverpool want to go down the young manager route would be Michel. Without a big budget or big names, he has moulded Girona into a side who plays some of the best football in the world. Most importantly, it is the kind of football Liverpool want to play. Girona's 51 goals scored this season are second only to Bayern Munich in Europe's top 5 leagues this season. Michel has been on some journey with the La Liga leaders, picking up a second-tier side at the start of the 21-22 season. In the 2.5 years since, Michel has taken Girona up, kept them safe, before embarking on an unbelievable title charge with Real Madrid this season. Michel makes his players better and plays great football. Again, like others, it's a risk if he can step up, but he would be a good choice if they want a complete rebuild. Unai Emery. Unfairly laughed at in his time at Arsenal, Unai Emery's return to the Premier League has been an emphatic redemption story. He has taken a despondent, struggling Villa side and made them title contenders in fewer than 12 months. Emery's credentials are tough to question, particularly in Europe, when he led Sevilla to 3 consecutive Europa League titles and a Europa League with Villarreal. The 52-year-old is a workaholic, and he has been afforded plenty of control at Villa to surround himself with people that he trusts, with such as sporting director Monchi. That is something Liverpool will need to consider, given the additional upheaval of Klopp's coaching staff and sporting director all departing too. Emery would be great for Liverpool, but I think it's very unlikely he leaves Villa, given the fact he's very settled there and is building something very special. Pep Linders. Klopp's trusted assistant Pep Linders is also set to leave Liverpool at the end of the season in order to pursue his own career in management. However, the Reds could reap the rewards of convincing him to stay, with Linders arguably in a better position than any to maintain Klopp's successful legacy at Anfield. The Dutchman already knows the club's inside out and would be the ideal man to take over from Klopp, given his crucial role in shaping Liverpool's fortunes over the last few years. It would certainly allow the Reds to maintain a degree of continuity, but it seems as though Linders will be leaving alongside Klopp, unless he can be tempted to take on the top job himself, so this one probably won't be happening. Simone Inzaghi. Liverpool is set to be start of 21-22. Champions League finalists, FA Cup winners, League Cup winners, Community Shield winners. Inter Milan under Simone Inzaghi since the 21-22 season. Champions League finalists, twice Coppa Italia winners, 3 times Italian Super Cup winners. Rarely is a head coach with that kind of trophy cabinet readily available, but such is the instability with Inter that he has not had his contract extended beyond the summer of 2025. The sticking part is tactical. Inzaghi always plays a 3-5-2, which is very different to Klopp, but this style and shape could suit Liverpool's player profiles, particularly wing-backs for Andy Robertson on the left. It could add sufficient midfield and defensive support to move Trent inside permanently. It means trading wing-backs for wingers, but Mo Salah and Núñez look equally threatening as number 9s as they do on the left. It's just a case if he wants to leave Inter, as he seems very, very settled there. Okay, the other possible candidates. So others potentially in the frame include Atletico Madrid head coach Diego Simeone, who has worked wonders with the club over the years. But I don't think he's leaving anytime soon because Atletico Madrid are on the research with him. Hansi Flick is out of a job, although he's had some very, very bad spells recently, so I'm not sure if they want to go down that route. PSG manager Luis Enrique and Antonio Conte are clearly outsiders to take over, while Brentford's Thomas Frank may be enduring some challenges this season, but has built the London club nicely over the past few seasons. So, all that being said, who should be the next Liverpool manager? It's a really tough one. So, for me, the ideal dream candidate is Xabi Alonso. He knows the club, has that personal connection,